Good morning, everyone. Mike Shook, Certified Senior Real Estate Specialist with Homestead Realty. I'm real excited to be bringing you the inaugural episode of Trusted Transitions. I'm going to give you a little background on myself and why we put this program together for you this morning. I'm a licensed realtor. I sell homes anywhere in the state of Wisconsin. Primarily, I'm in southeastern Wisconsin helping my clients. And over the past several years, I began noticing a trend that more and more of the calls I received were coming in from seniors who needed to sell their family home of many years. They didn't necessarily want to sell it, but they found themselves in a position of needing to sell for a number of reasons. The number one reason, usually, that they can no longer navigate the stairs. That could mean getting to a bedroom upstairs or maybe the laundry room downstairs. And many of those clients that were calling in, they were interested in purchasing or are interested in purchasing either, stairless ranch homes or condos or maybe building a new home. Also, second reason usually is for financial reasons. They just don't want to deal with the expense involved with owning and maintaining a larger home. And really, quite often, it's that maintenance, right? It's that yard maintenance and raking leaves and things of that nature. And then the third reason that we see often are calls from the adult children of a senior parent who need to move mom to a senior community because she can't really take care of herself any longer. So my wife Tracy and I, who helps on the production of this program, thought, we should really put together an initiative, a website, a radio program that can help address all these questions that seniors have that mostly have to do with living, yes, selling their home and finding that next best place to live. But some of the questions even fall outside of where am I going to go to live next. It could be we get questions on, can you refer us to a financial planner that can help us? Do you know a good attorney who can help us put together a trust or maybe protect some assets that we have? So we just thought there was really a need in the community for this. And so just excited to be here this morning to bring you the first episode of Trusted Transitions. Now, as this program rolls out, and it's going to be the same day and time. It's going to be Sundays at 11 a.m. We encourage you listeners to visit us online at trustedtransitions.com and to give us feedback, right? What do you think of the show? What topics would you like to hear us talk about that we're not talking about? What concerns do you have that we can help address with the experts that we have invited in as guests on our program? And I'll tell you, we're really excited. We'll be bringing you on a weekly basis. We'll be bringing you Smart Moves, the owner of Smart Moves, Melinda Stewart, will be in studio with us each week. We have an attorney. Her name is Michelle Fitzgerald with Horizons Law Group. She'll be joining us throughout the year as well. We have the owner of Cornerstone Development, John Whalen. He'll be a guest in studio with us each and every week. And we also have, actually in studio today, we have Jane Gessel, the marketing director of Tudor Oaks, which is one of my favorite senior communities in the state of Wisconsin. We tour a lot. My wife and I tour a lot of them. And this facility, which is located in Muskego, is absolutely fantastic. One of the nicest. So, Jane, welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us this morning. And I guess the first question I would have for you when it comes to senior communities is, and specifically Tudor Oaks, is what are the differences, the different types of living options that you guys offer at Tudor Oaks?
Good morning, Mike. Thank you for having me on the show. Again, my name is Jane Gessel. I am the marketing director at Tudor Oaks in Muskego Living. We are located on McShane Drive, a beautiful community set on 110 acres, just absolutely a gorgeous community. We offer what they call a full continuum of care. So we offer independent living, assisted living, memory care and enhanced care community, as well as skilled nursing and rehab. So residents that come to Tudor Oaks truly can live there for the rest of their lives should they choose to do that, because we have everything they need.
Absolutely. Tracy and I really enjoyed spending time at your community and meeting some of the meeting some of the residents there. I'm hoping that as these episodes roll out, we'll be able to maybe invite some of the families in from some of the residents so we can hear from them what they like most about the community as well. What are some of the common reasons, Jane, that you're seeing older adults of families begin exploring these senior living options?
Well, basically, it's someone that maybe is struggling a little bit at home. They're starting to either not want to or can't do some of those things like mowing the lawn, keeping up with the house, and they just really are starting to need a little bit more care. At Tudor Oaks, basically, a lot of our residents will start in independent living, and that's really for older adults who are very active, primarily looking for convenience. They don't want to do the maintenance. They want access to meals, activities, a sense of community. So it's really a wonderful place to be. Other levels of care that we offer are assisted living, and that really provides all that support plus daily activities like bathing, dressing, managing medications. But our residents in our assisted living are truly still independent, and they can enjoy everything that Tudor Oaks has to offer. We also have a memory care and an enhanced senior care community. They are studio apartments. It's really designed for individuals with beginning to mid stages of Alzheimer's and dementia, or that maybe they don't have an official diagnosis, but that they are needing more medical care. It includes staff that is trained in dementia support. We do continued training, and it's a secure environment to keep your loved ones safe. The other level of care that we do offer is long-term care. We call it our skilled nursing facility. Most people would call it a nursing home. Skilled nursing sounds so much better, but that is really for those residents that need that 24-hour medical support or ongoing rehab. So we do short-term rehab as well as our long-term care.
Well, I would imagine that ability to transition inside of one location is a big reason why people end up selecting Tudor Oaks for their senior living community.
Correct. That is one of a huge advantage that we have. All too often, people are waiting for a crisis. Once that crisis happens, they don't have as much choice because there's so many options out there, but people maybe not have availability. So with them being at Tudor Oaks, our residents have first availability to that next level of care. Their loved ones do not have to look for a place for them should they need that down the road. They don't have to go out and start searching. We have what they need by us. We help them transition to that next level.
Right. Now, what are the steps involved in evaluating a potential resident? I would imagine you get calls from folks who believe they know what the proper level of care is, but maybe they're not 100% accurate on where they need to be based on where they're at physically or mentally, right?
That's exactly correct. So for independent and the other levels of care, there are different steps and different things that we have in place. For independent, it is truly a medical form that is filled out by the resident's physician. We don't know the resident at that time yet. So their physician is filling out a medical form, letting us know that, yes, the independent is their level of care. Again, our independent residents are truly independent. They can come and go as they please, and it's like living at home. It's actually they get spoiled, and we love spoiling our residents. For the assisted and our memory care and enhanced care, that is an in-person assessment. So the resident would come to us, or we can go to their home or their place of residence, and we can do an in-person assessment that will really set that level of care and make sure that we have everything that they need at our community and that we can make sure they are truly thriving when they come to us.
That's awesome. Well, Jane, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We're going to have you back in the studio next week and every week with little bite-sized tidbits of good information on senior living and on living at Tudor Oaks in Muskego. And if you're listening and you want to get in contact with Jane or anyone at Tudor Oaks, you can always go to trustedtransitions.com. There's plenty of great information on that website. You can also go to the Tudor Oaks website as well. But either place will have great information for you on Tudor Oaks. Jane, what is your website at Tudor Oaks?
It is tudoroaks.net.
.net. Okay, awesome. All right, that's it for this segment of Trusted Transitions. We're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be back shortly. All right, welcome back, everyone. Hey, up on our next segment of Trusted Transitions, we have a special guest. It is Melinda Stewart, owner of Smart Moves. Welcome, Melinda.
Thanks. So happy to be here.
I'm so excited to have you in the studio with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a certified move manager and the owner of Smart Moves, and we help people make a transition to a new space or create the space they want where they're at.
You know, it's funny, and we talked about this the other day when we were doing our little video, but my wife, Tracy, and I, Tracy's in the studio listening here this morning too, had thought about getting into your business at one point in time because so many of my clients in the real estate world have a need for decluttering and downsizing. And you know what? We realized there's a lot more to it than we thought, and which is why we reached out to you and said, hey, let's partner together. Let's see how we can complement each other's businesses. And so that's what we're doing. And that's what we're doing with this radio show to let our listeners know about resources available here in southeastern Wisconsin to make your life easier, your move easier, that transition easier. Melinda, can you tell us a little bit about how you got into this? Wind it back a little bit. How long have you been doing it? How did you get started?
Sure. Smart Moves has been in business since 2003, and we're a second-generation company. So that means my mom started this business, and I joined the team in about 2015. So I've been here for about 10 years. I was able to buy the business in 2017, so the founder could retire and enjoy that part of life. And here we are, 10 years later. The team has grown, and we really love what we do with the move management world. It's a really rewarding place to be. It does make me laugh that you say you thought about getting into this business and then realized it was maybe a little more than you wanted to bite off, because we do hear that often. You know, somebody says, I helped my neighbor move. It was fun. I think I can do this. And there are so many layers to the process that we want to make sure we're
Well, you guys have done
of.
a wonderful job scaling the business up. I mean, we found over the summer, if it was helping maybe one client a month with a little decluttering and making a trip to, Goodwill or St. Vinny's, that was okay. But then beyond that, it was like, holy cow, we need more boxes. Holy cow, we have to coordinate moving trucks now. Holy cow, this is a bigger project than we can handle. So you really have to have those people trained and ready to go at any given time to be of service. So on your website, it looks like you got a big crew. How many folks do you have on the team?
Yeah, we have 26 people on our team at Smart Moves, and then we really focus on our specialty of helping people with the sorting, downsizing, packing, setting up, and then when it comes to move the things from A to B, we work with local moving companies to do that, and we work really closely together, offer them trainings, and get to know them really well, so it's a very seamless process.
Right. What about, I was thinking about this a little bit this morning, do you guys do much with estate sales as well? Is that part of your quiver of services there, so to speak?
Yeah, great question. So some move managers do get into selling. At Smart Moves, we're so involved with the process of helping people kind of decide, should I keep this? Do I want to let it go? That we've decided we don't want to profit from those items, that we're helping them move onto a new life. So we've developed over the 20 plus years a great network of partners we work with that can sell items. Some places are a better fit for different types of items, so we match them up as best we can, and then options for donation and recycling as well.
Wow, that's cool. Facebook, is that a direction you recommend people go to dispose of items that they're no longer looking for?
Like Facebook Marketplace? Yeah, so some people love to do that. For our clients, we say if they haven't been doing it, it's not our first suggestion, just because it can be somewhat vulnerable. Sometimes if you've been on there, you might get some unusual requests or offers to exchange items for what you're selling. So unless you're really savvy in that area, there's so many other options that will probably be easier to navigate. So we like those first.
Right. So I suppose every move is a little different, and timing sometimes with these real estate transactions where a seller is closing on their home, but maybe their home that they're buying isn't going to be ready right away. Are you helping store items as well sometimes?
Yeah, so you're exactly right. We've done thousands of moves and not a single one has been the same. So whether they need storage or sometimes our clients are snowbirds, so they might sell in the fall and they're going to move into their new place in the spring and we'll store things in between. That's sometimes an option. We help coordinate all of that. So whether it's figuring out what to do with the items they're not keeping or setting up storage, or maybe they have family across the country and they need things shipped, we can really be the point person to pull all those pieces together.
Tell me about, just briefly, long distance moves. I mean, Tracy and I, we've recently talked to a few clients who are thinking about, moving out of state down to Florida. And how does that work? Do you do long distance moves as well?
We certainly do. So we have two options. Most of our clients will have us handle the Wisconsin end of things. We're located in Southeast Wisconsin, cover the whole area here. And then because we're part of the National Association of Senior and Specialty Move Managers, it's a mouthful, we know move managers throughout the country and even internationally that we can connect someone with on the other end. So we'll handle if they're moving from Wisconsin out of state, everything here, and then send the project timeline to the move manager on the other end so it feels very seamless and they can recreate their space there. Occasionally, there might be a client who wants less people in the mix. And so if they want our team to travel with them, we can always put that together as an option as well. But typically, just for cost-effective wise, it works really well to work with a move manager on each end.
Right. So I would imagine that process starts with a phone call, an initial consultation, and then is the game plan, the strategy, is it laid out on paper? Is it online? Is there technology? I don't know. Is there an app? I mean, what do your customers get from you to kind of track, their process or what's going to take place with the service offering you have?
Yeah, certainly. So again, every customer is a little different, but typically, we start out with that complimentary consultation, come out. It usually lasts about an hour. People either give us a call or they fill out our form submission on the website. And then that starts the process. And then we usually have a follow-up meeting as well. So it's really 2 face-to-face meetings. If somebody has family out of town and they want to join in, we can set up virtual meetings and communicate that way. And then, we communicate all along the way. We're very high touch. We're a place where you call, someone's going to answer the phone and communicate with you whenever you need. So some clients really want weekly check-ins, daily check-ins via email or text or calls, and we'll kind of work around what the client's looking for.
That's awesome. I also wanted to make listeners aware of a special promotion that you and I came up with recently, and that is that for any of the listeners that do decide they'd like to hire Smart Moves to help them with their packing, their decluttering, their moving, and reach out and have a need to have their home sold and hire me to list their home, my company is going to reward you and actually pay up to $1,000 of your Smart Moves cost for moving. If you list with me and use Smart Moves, we will cover you up to $1,000. There are, some terms and conditions like every promotion, right? So we encourage you to go to the website to see, all the terms and conditions and complete details. But if you're interested in more information on that, you can call me at Homestead Realty, and I'll walk you through that. But that's something at the closing table when you close on the sale of your home that we will pay Smart Moves for a large portion of your move to make it a little easier for you. So, working together to make it a win-win really for everyone.
Yeah, and we love that because not only are you getting the financial benefit of that offer, but when we're working together with a realtor and communicating strongly, we can help prevent some of those crisis issues from bubbling up that you as a client might come to your plate, because we're already handling that and communicating and making sure we're on the same timeline, and it works out really nice. So you get not only the benefit of our relationship, but then the $1,000 is sure nice too.
Hey, Melinda, it's awesome having you in the studio this morning. Can you give our listeners your phone number and your website? We're running out of time here. If you want to share that would be wonderful.
Great. Smart Moves 414-526-524.
Thanks so much for being with us. We'll
Thanks,
see
Mike.
you next week. All right. Welcome back. We are really excited about this next segment. We have John Whalen in the studio with Cornerstone Development. I've wanted to meet John for a long time. I'm a fan of his because I love the condo ranch homes that he builds. My wife and I have toured many of them. As a realtor, I actually sold the last one in his Muskego community to one of my favorite clients of all time, Barb and Roger, right? Bob and Roger. And so this is just awesome. Welcome, John.
Thanks, Mike. It's nice to be here.
Yeah. So I guess just kind of wanted to start by getting maybe a little history on you and how did you get into this business? Where did you start before getting into developing communities?
Well, I think that's probably a smart way to approach this because it's my first time, and we want to introduce the viewers to who you're talking to.
Right.
Because we're going to be on periodically, and we're really looking forward to it. So Cornerstone Development, we started in 2008. Just prior to that, I had gotten into the business and started building, and we built a ranch-style condominium community, our first one, in Menominee Falls. Okay. But then no banks would lend, and my partner went another way, and he's still in a different industry, and I decided I'm going to stick with it and started Cornerstone Development. And our very first one coming out of that challenging time was in Brookfield, the Glen of Brookfield, and we went from there. It's been a thrill to start to build various neighborhoods all around metro, suburban Milwaukee, really focusing on, the empty nesters, the folks that want ranch-style living and kind of want to change how they live, but not necessarily where, right?
Well, you nailed it. And, my wife and I were 59 years old. We are your prime target, which is probably, I would assume we're right in that sweet spot in that wheelhouse. And every time we go through one of your condos, we are this close to pulling the trigger, and we probably will in the near future for all of probably many of the same reasons that you hear about folks that we start to age out of that family home. The kids have grown, they're out of the house, and now they don't want to deal with the maintenance, right?
That's right. It's a lifestyle change.
Yeah, so tell me about some of the amenities that folks can expect in those communities.
We've always thought the most important thing is to make it a comfortable neighborhood. It's not just building, a condominium here or there or across town. It's actually truly creating a neighborhood because there are a lot of people, as you just said, that have that same intent to be able to change how they live, to change their lifestyle so they don't have the exterior maintenance hassles. They want the free time to do the things that they want to do, whatever that might be. But they also want the safety and security. And so when you build a neighborhood, you get that. And we go a little bit further with the extra mile because we like to put up a clubhouse and oftentimes a pool. It depends on the size and the location, but a clubhouse. Sometimes we put in pickleball courts. Sometimes we put in bocce courts, right? But what it does is it gives folks a chance to gather and do different things with those extra amenities that are in the neighborhood. Right.
We were just talking on our way down the hall into the studio here. Tracy and I have a place down in Babcock Ranch in Florida. And so we experience a little bit about what you're talking about with that community feel down there.
Exactly.
Which is really with the clubhouse and the pool. And it's like, wow, we can have that here in Wisconsin, too, if we actually pull the trigger on a Cornerstone condo. We could have that here, which is why we're so close, because we love it when we're down there. We just can focus on living and not on the work that's involved in maintaining, right?
And you know what? Many of our buyers, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a place they can lock and leave if they are going to go south or maybe up north to a cottage in the summer, right? And that's what the condominium living provides. This chance to, change your lifestyle, not have as much maintenance on the outside, but also more flexibility with the free time. And you know what a common phrase is that we hear all the time, Mike? Downsizing.
Right.
Right? People, like in the case of my wife and I, we had, bigger house, 2-story colonial, kids are out, off to college, and then they're gone, and we didn't need that anymore.
Right.
So we built our own ranch-style home, and it was wonderful to not have all that extra space you're never really using. Oftentimes, we even keep the doors closed. So,
I'm gonna just give a shout out to your floor plans. and to the layout because, I mean, as a realtor, I see a lot of homes every week, right? I'm showing buyers homes, I'm new homes, old homes, and you guys have really made a lot of good notes before rolling out these newer floor plans because you got the high ceilings, you got the open concept, you got the giant island in the kitchen, you have first floor laundry, you have usually exposed lower levels if you want to add another bedroom down there, you can in a number of these units, and it's just all the checks all the boxes.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I mean, they definitely are time tested. The first one we built, back in the falls, was very nice, but you start to listen and learn, and there are new ways to do things, and that's what we've tried to do is employ kind of the commentary that's been made along the way to keep improving on what we do. And you're right. I mean, split ranch. You got your guest suite, you got your master on the other side, you got a sunroom, you got a den if you want it, and then the lower level can be for guests or extra room you might need, whether it's entertainment room or office or study, something down there. That's fine. That's all blank slate when we get down there.
Right. So, and I know all of your communities are on your website and your floor plans are on there. Where do folks go to find this information? You want to share a little bit of that?
I think the easiest thing, they go to cornerstonedevelopment.com.
Okay.
From there, they can navigate because we have a variety of neighborhoods going right now, from Grafton on the north side. You come over to River Hills, Menominee Falls, we have one. We're wrapping one up in Pewaukee. We got a couple in Waukesha and a new one opening up in near the Broadlands in North Prairie. So it just depends on where people might want to be. As I said, people generally want to change how they live and not where. So most will come from about a 5 to 7 mile radius from where they're living because that's what they're used to.
Right.
Family, friends, doctors, churches, right?
Yeah.
And so we mix up where we build. So
I really didn't look into this before this show today, but I'm curious you mentioned single family homes as well. So I know that the ranch style condo is your go-to. You do a lot of those. How many single families are you guys building?
Right now we have 2 going, but it's interesting because they're like hybrids. Because the land laid itself out so that it's single-family homes. Yeah, you buy your lot, we build your ranch-style home, but you get a clubhouse, and you get services. So your grass is taken care of, your plant bed is taken care of, snow removal. So it acts as a hybrid. Like condominium, but not technically or legally condominium. It's a little different way to.
Okay. Is that what you're doing in Waukesha, the Waukesha community? Then are those single-family homes that are near
those
the
are condominium.
condos?
Well, they're standalone, but they are condominium.
Although, they're still considered condos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those are nice, too. I like those.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I've
man.
been to a lot of these homes, and they're really nice. Treat yourselves, guys, when the weather warms up a little bit here on a dry day, and go tour a Cornerstone, if they've got an open house or call a realtor and, hey, call me, and I'll take you through a couple of their. And so we're already running out of time, John. I knew our 10 minutes would go fast because there's just so much to talk about with new construction, and just great to have you on the show. We're looking forward to having you on a few times a month, and just to learn more about you and your company and these new communities. So looking forward to having you on again soon. So have a great New Year.
Thank you.
I guess, as they say, we'll see you next year.
That's right.
And maybe leave us with a phone number at the end here, too, if folks want to call.
Sure, they call 262-932-41. Or you can even call specific neighborhoods. So, again, the website with cornerstonedevelopment.com, a lot of good information there. And I think once people get there and they navigate, then it'll really dial them into what they might be interested in.
Awesome. And John is going to have information on the Trusted Transitions website as well. We'll link from there to his website. So lots of ways to find Cornerstone Development. All right. Thanks, John.
You bet.
We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Happy New Year.
All right. Happy New Year. All right. Welcome back. For this segment of today's show, I have my beautiful wife, Tracy, with me in the studio. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Mike.
Tracy has worked as a cardiovascular tech at St. Luke's Hospital for the past 30 years. Together, we're blessed to have 5 children and 7 beautiful grandchildren. when Tracy isn't at St. Luke's. She's working alongside me as a senior transition specialist here at Trusted Transitions. Tracy, can you tell us a little more about yourself and your experience working in healthcare and some of the volunteer work you've done over the last several years with seniors?
Sure. As you mentioned, I have worked at St. Luke's Hospital for 30 plus years now as a cardiovascular technologist. And there I work with the doctors, the cardiologists who fix all the vasculature from the heart vessels down to the leg veins. And I've loved that for all these years. In addition to that, for maybe 20 plus years, I have been arranging some birthday parties at some community care centers in our neighborhood. I've loved that. And then I've added the last year and a half, I've been volunteering through Vitas hospice care, visiting some patients that way. So I've really enjoyed all these things, and clearly my passion is working with seniors. So now here we are working together with Trusted Transitions in our senior community.
Right. Wonderful, wonderful. I am very blessed to have you in my life. That is a very awesome resume. Over the past few years, though, I've noticed that more of the calls that I've been receiving are coming from older adults who need to make a move. And it wasn't always because they wanted to move. It was often a need to move situation for financial or health reasons.
Yeah, so Mike, tell me why that you feel that you're a better realtor because of the special training. And, we know that you've gotten the Senior Real Estate Specialist certification. And so why don't you tell us a little more how that makes you a better realtor?
Sure. Well, I think honestly, it's helped me better understand how life stages impact real estate choices. It's helped me foster more empathy with my older clients. I now remind myself that most older adults are likely dealing with other issues, right? When I come to talk to them about listing a home, I try and put that foremost in my mind. And oftentimes there's health issues, there's financial issues, possibly the loss of a loved one that they're dealing with. So I feel like it's my job not only to help my clients sell their home, but as a Christian, I believe I'm there to help them understand that they're not alone, right? That I'm there to really hold their hand through this process.
Yeah, we're called to serve others, definitely. And with my passion, caring for seniors, and Mike's passion of real estate, and really a special patience with seniors, that we really feel like our purpose is to work together in helping seniors navigate this time of their life. So how has your senior real estate certification taught you anything else about real estate and anything else about helping those seniors in these changing times?
Well, I would say most importantly, it's opened my eyes to the benefit of building relationships with business owners who complement the home listing and home buying services that I offer. And that's really, I guess, what the show is about. It's about sharing the knowledge of the local experts who are inviting into the studio, who are instrumental in helping older adults navigate their home transition journey. Big picture, yes, you need an experienced realtor to analyze the market, review comparable sales, develop pricing strategy, and all that so that you can get top dollar for the sale of your home. And, of course, only a licensed realtor can help you get that home on the MLS. But at the end of the day, the fact is that you're going to likely need to connect with several other experts along the way, right? So you're going to need or will likely need to talk at some point to a move manager in a moving company to help you get that house ready and to pack things up. May need to talk to a lender if you're going to be financing that next home. You're going to need to talk to a home builder if new construction's in your future. You're going to need to talk with a senior living expert if you need help evaluating senior communities. And you may need to consult with a financial planner to help you review your fiscally responsible investment options for the allocation of the equity that you will be pulling out of the sale of a home you've owned for a long time.
Yeah. So to sum it up, Mike, how would you say in a sentence or two, summarize your training, the special training you've received?
Well, I think it's given me a clear understanding of the challenges older adults face when it comes time to sell their home. And I believe I'm better prepared now to help my clients reduce or eliminate that anxiety, right? And help make the process just overall more manageable.
Great. Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm excited to hear from the guests that we're bringing to the program in the coming weeks. Do you want to tell us a little more about them?
Yep. Absolutely. We are going to continue to hear from Melinda Stewart, the owner of Smart Moves. She was on this program a little earlier, and Smart Moves is the right move for anyone in need of decluttering, organizing, and moving services. You're going to continue to hear from Jane Gessel, the Director of Marketing at Tudor Oaks. Many older adults wait too long to make a move to a senior community, and their health and quality of life suffers because of this. Jane is going to help listeners better understand when it truly is the right time to consider a senior community, and we'll learn about the many levels of care offered at their community. And we're going to hear more from John Whalen, owner of Cornerstone Development, who also you heard from just a little earlier. Cornerstone builds these premier ranch condominium communities in southeastern Wisconsin. And you're going to hear from Michelle Fitzgerald. Next week, you're going to hear from Michelle Ashley, owner of Horizons Law Group, located in Brookfield. For the purposes of this program, Michelle is going to focus on estate planning and probate services.
Oh, that's a lot of helpful information. I hope you're planning on leaving some time to talk about how you can help sellers sell their homes.
You mean leave some time to talk about me? Gosh, yes, dear. I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, do you want to explain some of the factors that you see older adults are facing that help them to make the decision that it's time to sell their home?
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing today is when I receive phone calls from older adults, and when I say older, I'm generally speaking 50 plus, there's usually one of three reasons they're calling. It's a financial reason. You know, they're in that home of several years, several decades, and they now want to downsize. They want to unlock that equity that's tied up in that home, either for retirement purposes or just to fund ongoing income. So it's financial reason. Number two is really it's to reduce maintenance, the upkeep on a larger home, family home, when the kids aren't there to help out anymore once they've moved out and you're doing all the grass cutting.
Leaf raking.
We know this, right? Because we're in this sweet spot right now where we still have the traditional two-story colonial with the big yard and the trees, and it gets tiring. Doing all this yard work and doing mulch every year makes you start thinking about those nice Cornerstone condos where all of that is done for you. Not to mention the maintenance cost, right? A larger home is going to cost more to maintain. Just on our home this last year, we had a new roof to put on, and a bigger home. It's a big number. Right. Replacing windows, it just seems like everything's more expensive. So if you have a little smaller footprint or a newer home, right, you're not looking at having all these additional maintenance expenses on a newer home than you are on an older home. And then the third reason they call is usually for health issues. And that health issue primarily is typically navigating stairs or not being able to navigate stairs anymore. So they don't want to walk down to the basement to do laundry. They want first floor laundry. They don't want to go upstairs to their bedroom. They want a bedroom on the main level. So a stairless ranch or a stairless condo is typically what they're looking for. So that's why we're getting those calls.
Right. So we're running out of time for this week. But why don't you give us what would you say is the first step that listeners should take if they're planning on selling their home this year?
Sure. Absolutely. Well, the best first step is just simply to call us at Trusted Transitions. We're connected to all of the experts on the team that we've pulled together, and we will sit down, Tracy and I together. We like coming out together to that first appointment to really truly listen to your story and then help prepare a custom plan, which might be pulling in Melinda at Smart Moves or a member of her team. It might be giving you referrals to some of the other folks in our network. But we'll prepare that plan for you. The call is free. The consultation is free, of course, and that number is 262-366-4600. 366-4600. I'll do a free home evaluation. You'll understand what your home is worth. We'll look at comps in the area close to your home on what they're selling for. We'll put the whole plan together for you. So, yeah.
Do you want to remind listeners about the Smart Moves promotion?
Yep. Real quickly, you are interested in or planning to sell your home this year, and you list your home with me through Homestead Realty. I will cover up to $1,000 of your moving costs at Smart Moves. So you will get a voucher at closing for $1,000 off your decluttering and packing and moving services. Call me to find out more about the details. There are some terms and conditions that apply, so go to the website to check that out. That's trusted-transitions.com. Don't forget the dash in the middle, trusted-transitions.com, or give me a call, 262-366-4600. All right, well, that's all we have time for. Thanks, Trace, for being in the studio with me this morning, and we will talk to you guys next week.